It's funny. Everybody says they want the truth. It's one of those things we all just seem to agree on, right? But what if I told you that for most of us, that's kind of the first lie we tell ourselves? Let's get into it. I mean, think about it. You hear it all the time. We demand it from people in charge, from our partners, from the news. We say things like, just be straight with me, tell it like it is. We paint this picture of ourselves as brave seekers of clarity. We really believe we want to know what's real.
But just start paying attention. Watch what happens not when we're talking about big abstract ideas, but in those small, real moments.
That moment when truth stops being this noble concept, something for philosophers or about somebody else's problems, and suddenly the spotlight swings around and it's pointing right at you, right at your habits, your beliefs, your comfortable little life. Oh, that's when the game completely changes. And what's the first instinct? It's not to lean in and say, tell me more. No way. It's to pull back. We flinch, we get defensive, we put up a wall. The very thing we just said we wanted now feels like an attack. So what is going on there? Well, it really boils down to this fundamental conflict between what we say we want and what we're actually looking for. Are we truly after clarity, or are we just hoping for a little reassurance? This is the question that just cuts right to the bone, isn't it? When you ask for the truth, are you really truly open to finding out that you've been wrong this whole time? Or are you secretly just hoping for someone to pat you on the back and say, yep, you were right all along? And this lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you have clarity. And look, clarity isn't some nice, gentle thing. It gets in your face. It questions who you are. And worse, it demands that you change. But then you look at reassurance. That feels so much better, doesn't it? It just confirms what you already believe. It tells you you're okay just as you are. And the best part? It demands absolutely nothing. So here's the key. We don't flinch because the truth is too complicated or hard to understand. We flinch because, on a deep gut level, it feels like a threat, a direct threat to our very identity. And you can kind of see how this threat level escalates. A small truth, okay, maybe it just asks you to change a simple behavior. No big deal. But a bigger truth, now that might force you to change your daily habits, your routines. But the really big ones, the truth that shake the foundations, they demand that you change your identity, the whole story you tell yourself about who you are. And that is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, that feeling is real. It's visceral. Imagine someone whose entire life has been built around a specific political belief, and then they come across something that just shatters it. The truth isn't just asking them to maybe vote differently. It's asking them to question their friends, their community, their entire past. Suddenly, the ground beneath their feet is gone. So what do? We build defenses, right? We've all done it. We might just ignore it, pretend we never heard it. Or we make a joke out of it, turn a serious challenge into a funny little punchline. But I think the most common tactic is the last one. We soften it. We water it down, sand off all the sharp edges until it's just this smooth, harmless little idea that asks nothing of us. And, this whole defense mechanism thing points to a really interesting shift in how we think about truth itself. In a lot of older traditions, truth was never supposed to be easy. It was supposed to hurt. It was something you had to wrestle with, like a rite of passage. But today, we have this weird expectation that truth should be completely painless. And if it's not, if it stings a little, we've got a new label for it. Now we just call it offensive. And that just puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? We want truth to be safe, but it never has been. Truth, by its very nature, is disruptive. It's meant to shake things up. The only thing that's ever truly safe is a nice, comforting lie. So if embracing the truth isn't just about changing your opinion on something, what's the actual cost? What's the price of admission? Because believe me, it is so much more than just being wrong. This is where the rubber meets the road. Real truth doesn't just stay in your head. It comes into your house and starts rearranging the furniture. It can upend your daily routines. It can radically change your relationships with people you love. And sometimes, the really hard part, it changes who even gets to be in your life anymore. That is a heavy, heavy cost. So what is it really? What's the one thing, the single biggest price that makes us run away from the truth? Well, it's not that it's too confusing. We can handle confusion. Our brains are built to solve puzzles. We navigate confusing things all the time. That's not it. And it's not complexity either. We deal with incredibly complex systems every day. In our jobs, in our families, we're actually pretty good at handling complexity.
No, the real cost is something much deeper, much more primal.
The real cost is loss. Loss of your comfort, loss of your certainty, loss of your relationships, and maybe the biggest one, loss of the old you. And that is a price most people are not willing to pay. And that brings us right back to the beginning. This is it. This is the quiet, unspoken reason why so many of us who say we want the truth are secretly, deep down, just hoping it never, ever knocks on our door. The risk of loss is just too high. So in the end, you're standing at a crossroads with two paths. You can choose the comfortable life, right? The one that feels safer because it's built on a foundation of convenient half-truths. Or you can choose the clear life, the one that's actually aligned with reality. But that clarity, it comes with a price. It demands responsibility. And that's why, when you really get down to it, this whole quest for truth, it isn't really an intellectual game. It's a test of character. It's got nothing to do with how smart you are and everything to do with how brave you're willing to be. And that's the bottom line. The truth doesn't care if you like it. It doesn't need you to clap for it or agree with it. It just stands there, patiently, and it asks for one single thing: courage. So the only question left is, do you have it?